All right, so I'm going to ask Prime Creator about the financial system. I was on my hike this morning and it felt like there was some energy around that wanted to come through. So I'll just tune in with that. And then we'll ask about the October energy forecast. First, dear ones, in regards to the financial system, I will say that I understand that there are many who are anxious about the system crashing, about what will happen if or when the system crashes, that there is an energy of anxiety in the collective field. Some because some people are aware of the instability of the financial system, and partly because some are feeling it on more of a subconscious level. So first, dear ones, I invite each of you to take a deep breath, because the intensity of the energy around this is causing many to feel anxious. And when you breathe deeply, you can settle your system. What will happen with the financial system is not set in stone. It is not a solid timeline. I understand there are many other channelers, many other sources of information coming into the collective awareness, again, whether it is conscious or subconscious. And much of this information is very fear-based. And if it is not fear-based, it is causing fear in some, even if that is not the intention behind the information. It is important, dear ones, that we have a discussion around security. Because when you understand that your security comes from source, then much of the anxiety can dissolve and dissipate in the collective field or in yourself. When you understand that your security comes from source, you can begin to hold that frequency. You can begin to embody the knowing that regardless of what happens and how things unfold, you are secure in source. When enough people in the collective embody this knowing, then there can be a massive shift on this planet whereby the financial system has no emotional charge or physiological charge within a human. Part of the problem humanity is experiencing now is because the energy has been misplaced. The power has been given to the financial system. So whether a human has a lot of money or very little money or somewhere in between, there is still too much power given to this concept of money, this construct, this program that has been given to humans. Too much power is given to this idea of money. And so whether the financial system crashes or does not crash, this is not the actual issue, dear ones. The actual issue is the amount of security placed in how much money you have or don't have. So, for example, someone who has a lot of money may feel secure in their present circumstance or in their future. But in truth, their security has nothing to do with how much money they have. And this is an illusion, and in some ways a bypass, especially for someone who has a lot of money. They have been able to bypass addressing true issues of security within themselves. Someone who does not have a lot of money and who has learned to connect with source and have source be their income and be their flow and be their provision, they have a much better sense of security, how to navigate in this universe. So I offer these two examples, dear ones, to give you the contrast of where humans can place their security. And so, will the financial system crash? Yes and no, and this depends on where humans put their security, where they put their value. If humans continue to put their value in the system as it has been, this is not sustainable for the frequency in which the earth is elevating herself. And so it may look like a crash, or it may look like a slow dissolution, depending on how humans decide to embrace these concepts and depending on where humans decide to put their energy. If there is primarily fear in the collective, yes, there will be more of a crash type of energy. If there is empowerment within the collective, where the collective comes together to grow food and create systems of trade and to support each other, then it will be more like a dissolution. Right now, the current timeline and trajectory is more of a crash scenario. But this is not a firm timeline because many humans are awakening to collaborations and collaborative efforts. So what I am saying to you, dear ones, is this trajectory of moving towards a financial crash can be changed, and it can be changed fairly easily if humans will come together and collaborate.
In that connection, what's going on, what they say with that financial reset, is always a talk about those quantum computers. Are they real? I guess the space brothers and sisters, they should have different computers than we have.
Yes, dear ones, quantum computers are real, and they can be used in regard to the financial system. But the trajectory of the new Earth and where this planet is going is without the use of this external technology. In other words, humans are activating and have the potential to activate an internal technology very similar to the quantum computers, whereby they can generate whatever is needed for themselves in the moment and or in the future. Many do not understand this or have an idea of this even being possible. But the brains of humans, the minds, the hearts, the wiring of humans, there is capacity for this internal technology to generate whatever is needed. And I am talking about physical things. Yes, dear ones, I'm talking about working with plants to generate food. I'm talking about being able to organize molecules to generate something physical that is needed. We had a discussion in the past about the aether. And I am talking about using aether and alchemy through the human body to generate what is needed. And so, while these external technologies exist, such as quantum computers, free energy, things of this nature, in truth, the true gift of humans is that all of this can be generated from within. Humans are powerhouses, but most have tapped into less than 1% of their capabilities. Now, what I am speaking of is either very far in the future or at your doorstep. And again, dear ones, this depends upon your belief systems, your ability to dissolve the programming that you have been given. This depends on your disciplines and dedication to cultivating your frequency, because this does require mastery of your frequency. Some of you, as you hear this, are being activated at the DNA level. And so if this is something that you wish for, dear ones, if you resonate with what I am saying to you, you can simply say a yes in your heart and within your body to allow the DNA activation to unfold within you. Dear ones, October has the potential of being a bit tricky. And what I mean by this is that there will be a lot of rumbling energy beneath the surface. For some, it will be beneath the surface. For some, you will see what is going on. But there will be a lot of rumbling energy. And what I mean by this is many things are shifting in the collective energy field. Many are awakening but are confused about their awakening. Many are seeing information about what has been going on and coming to new understandings. There is a general feeling of anxiety in the collective energy field because they can feel that something's Some things are changing, but they don't know what, and they don't know why, and they don't have understanding. And so it feels like turbulence. It feels like a rumbling in their stomach. Their intuition is telling them something is different, something feels off, something is changing, but they do not have the full understanding. There is also a lot of clearing energy happening in October. And so this is why I say it has the potential to be a bit tricky, because many of you will feel a clearing energy and then feel the rumbling energy, and then feel the clearing energy, and then feel the rumbling energy. It is a tumultuous changing and transformation of the energies. Now, this is not a bad thing, dear ones. This is not something to fear. This is part of the transmutation of the old ways. Do your best, dear ones, to give yourself self-care, self-love. Do your best to give yourself grounding meditations, grounding food. Continue to heal yourselves. This will bring about stability, even though it may not feel like it in the moments where your healing is most intensified. But the disciplines and commitment to doing your inner work, to healing yourself, brings about stability for your energetic field, for your physical body. This channel is asking where it might be felt or noticed first, the stability. Some of you, this depends on each of you. Some of you will feel it first energetically. Some of you will feel it first physically. It depends upon your constitution, your wiring, how your human body is set up physically and energetically. It depends upon how activated in the multidimensional realms you are. So it depends on each one. There is no set formula. But rest assured, dear ones, that as you do your inner work, you are creating stability and security. As I mentioned earlier, you are creating stability and security for yourself. The greatest gift you can give yourself is to heal yourself and to connect directly with Source, so that you are cultivating your security, so that regardless of what unfolds, you are secure in your knowing of who you are and where your energy and supply comes from. Every day is a mastery opportunity, dear ones. Every day is an opportunity to master your energy, to cultivate your frequency, to cultivate your connection with Source, to cultivate your connection with yourself and your own soul essence. Every day, every moment is a mastery opportunity. So I invite you into higher disciplines for yourself, whatever that might look like to you. For some, it is more meditation. For some, it is a deeper willingness to face their shadow. For some, it is a deeper willingness to integrate their light. Depending on what you are working on, where you are on the journey, this will be different for each of you. What I would suggest, dear ones, for those of you who are deep feelers, to allow these sensations of rumbling or turbulence to pass through your bodies as best you can, to not take on the disturbance or the turbulence as something that is yours to work through. Now that you know this is coming, you can simply allow it to pass through you and not make it part of who you are. Do not be fooled into thinking that it is you. It is simply the energy of the collective. Now, it may trigger something within you that you need to face within yourself. Yes, this is a possibility. But you do not need to be rumbling the entire month of October, is what I am saying, dear ones. You can allow the energies to simply move through you, move around you, observe and notice that they are there, and put your focus and attention on cultivating your connection with Source and on what you are creating in your world and for the collective, if this is something that you are doing.